Hello folks, my name is Mr. Eriksson and today I'd like to show you 3 things you need to know before you buy the Microsoft Surface Dock. I'm now the owner of a Surface Dock since the release in November 2015 and I love it in so many ways and I hate it in these 3 ways I like to show you. Before we start, a quick look to my current setup. Connected to my Surface Dock are these things. There's a USB port for my mouse, for my keyboard, a display port for my monitor, my headphones and the power cable for the Surface itself. So far so good, let's connect the Surface to the rest of it. The monitor is recognizing it and I only plugged in one cable to the Surface and everything is connected and works just fine. Now let's move on to the drawbacks, the bugs and the issues. And the first drawback, it's the biggest one, you need a 4K monitor. A full HD monitor is not enough. If you want to work with it properly, you need a 4K monitor. And here's why. At first, let's take a look at the display settings for our Surface Pro and for the external monitor we connected to the docking station. The most important feature for us is the scaling of the screens. Our Surface Pro scales at 175% and the Full HD monitor runs at 100%. If we now imagine we are having the setup and we start an app on our laptop. And now we would like to continue using the programs via the docking station on our Full HD monitor. With that, we will see the following picture. As an example, I used Outlook and PowerPoint. It's good to see that our initial sharpness on the Surface looks blurry on the monitor. It is not sharp. The same is true in the event that we first open our apps on the monitor and then disconnect from the docking station and continue working on the Surface alone. Windows can't scale the apps correctly. Everything gets blurry. Here, for a better comparison, an overview of what it might look like and how it gets worse by the scaling issue. By the way, Windows itself is aware of this problem, because as soon as a monitor is connected, which is operating with a different scaling, we receive the following question. Want to fix apps that are blurry? Of course we want. So we hit apply, and when we hit it, we will get redirected to the scale and layout settings of our displays. The solution that Windows has ready for us is that we should log off and re-log in. More specifically, this means for us to save at first all our apps, close them and reopen them after logging in again. But this would take way too much time and it's not what we imagined under a docking station. So the only solution to this scaling issue I found is to use a 4K monitor running at the same scale as the Surface Pro, both at 175%. With this configuration, all apps stay sharp and we can easily connect to the docking station or disconnect from it. Our workflow won't be disrupted. Now to the second thing you need to know before you buy the Surface Dock is that your monitor might not go to sleep mode. We plug in the Surface Dock, it goes to dual monitor, but we don't want this. I like to work only on one monitor, so we have only here the one. I press the power button and I want it to go in sleep mode. Monitor sees no signal and the monitor wants to entering the power saving mode shortly. And now the monitor thinks there is a signal. It receives a signal from the Surface Dock and it loops the power saving. I'll make a little time lapse so that you can see that it loops. This is not what we want, what we like to see. There are some solutions for that. One solution is we take our Surface to sleep and unplug it. It's a solution I don't like because the Surface don't receive power. That's not what I want. Mostly I ended up with, every time I take it into sleep mode, I turn off my monitor. Surface to sleep mode and monitor off. Two things, but the Surface is charging. Another thing we can try out is what happened if we shut it down. Let's shut down. Power saving mode. And no. It's so annoying. And I just want you to keep that in mind. But I can tell you, it is not an issue of the monitor. I tested it with my desktop PC and the power saving mode worked just fine. It is an issue of the Surface dock. It might not happen on your monitor, but it can happen. Now to the last thing I want to tell you about. It's something you might not need or might not thought about it. And that's the fact that you have headphones and a sound system. In summary, you want to connect two headphone jacks, but the Surface dock only provides us with one headphone jack connector. The easiest solution, you might think, is the following. Plug the sound system to the dock, and if you need some headphones, you can plug it into the Surface, no big deal. Yes, that may be a solution, but it's not what we want. We only want to use one plug, and that's the Surface connector. For everything. You don't want to unplug this and then the headphones. No. That's not a solution. Get yourself a USB audio device or adapter. And with that, you can plug in your headphones. Your sound system is already plugged in, and use a free USB port, or get yourself another USB cable or a USB hub and place it behind or under the desk and plug it in. I think most of you will have headphones and a sound system, and now you know it, what to do, what's the solution. I hope you see now which drawbacks you can expect from the Surface dock, but all in all, I have to say it's a great product. The design is very beautiful and it's so practical. If you come home, you can plug your Surface in all ways, in all directions you want. You don't need a kickstand to plug it in. I would say, if you love to work on a real desktop with a big monitor, keyboard and mouse, the Surface dock is a great product. But you have to keep in mind there are some drawbacks. You want and you might need a 4K monitor. You might suffer some issues with the sleeping mode of the monitor. And maybe if you want, if you like, you need a second audio adapter. For the audio adapter, solution for that is to plug one audio cable into your monitor. My monitor provides an audio out connection, but the Surface sometimes fail to recognize this connection. So for me it don't work very well because it wasn't recognized. And so I went with the external adapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like or a dislike. Leave me a comment what you think of the Surface dock and what you suffer the most from. Tell me if I missed something or get something wrong, if you have a solution for my problems. I hope you liked it and we will see us next time. Goodbye, your Mr. Eriksson.